I think that kind of ignited him a little bit. He got after it there. Was aggressive on both sides, and we need that from him. Podziemski was too comfortable last game. Much better job climbing up into him. And then switching on to Curry, he was aggressive. Same thing when Hill came in, so I think that all carried over. But, he bounced back on both ends, obviously. Aggressive offensively, physical defensively, and that's what you're going to need against these guys.
What can you say about your team overall and how they were able to bounce back after a not so good showing in the first game?
Yeah, we guarded well enough last game, like we said. Held them to 95. Today is 94, and they're really in the 80s with some late buckets they had. But that carried over well, and we knew if we took care of the ball, got some shots, we were going to knock some of those down. And obviously Jalen was a big part of that, but everybody else contributed as well, and guys were aggressive. So that's what it looks like. We hold a team to that. We should have comfortable wins like we have all season. And like I said, first game's out of the way. Guys got their rhythm back, got their focus, confidence, never left. But get the jitters out and have a good offensive showing, we'll be in good shape.
A double-double for Alperen Şengün. What did you like about his performance, not only tonight, but just his first two games in general and the way he's kind of imposed his will?
Yeah, he's a matchup problem for teams, and they're switching all type of guys on him, kind of going after him. But he's patient, takes what they give him, and makes the right read most of the time. But we need his aggressiveness. He calms us down in the post. Like I said, we're putting him all over the court, setting pick and rolls for him, isolations at the elbow, playmaking, rebounding, obviously at a high level, but and guarding wings on the perimeter. And so, hell of a job by him in the first two games. Good carryover from what he did all season, basically. That's why he was an all-star.
Ime, how did things change when Jimmy went out, and what type of things did you all do to take advantage of his absence?
Yeah, obviously he's a huge part of what they do. Isolation, score, cross matches, he likes to hunt those, and so you could key in on Curry a little bit more, obviously, with him not on the court. And I think we did that for the most part. He had 5 points until the two late threes in the first half, and then scoring 20 on 6 for 15 with 6 turnovers. We got aggressive with him, went after him, and tried to make some other guys beat us, and it worked for us.
What kind of conversations did you have with Jalen between games 1 and 2, and what was his mood like? How was he in practice? Did you kind of think he would be fired up going into tonight?
Yeah, nothing major as far as conversation-wise. I think it was more of we had a poor offensive showing, not just him but the rest of the team. Take care of the ball, and be patient, and get guys their spacing. You'll have your attack lanes, and then be aggressive from there and make the right play. And so he took what they gave him, getting up 18 threes. They were helping off, they were going under and being aggressive with that. And then he goes 5 for 7 from the rest of the field with the assists and all that. And so nothing major. We expected to bounce back for a lot of guys that didn't shoot it well. And he showed that tonight. Obviously came out aggressive from the start, and then, like I said, the defense was a good carryover as well.
What did you say? What did you see from your team when, at moments when it felt like maybe Golden State could make a run and maybe kind of cut the lead, but you always had an answer for that? You guys always responded and extended the lead.
Yeah, it's just the simple things that got us there, and what hurt us in game 1. At that point you're up 20, and turnovers and threes are what are going to get them back in the game. And we have 2 quick turnovers, give up a 5-0 run with the threes, and then they get an 8-0 run. And so exactly what we said, will help them. And so we just got to calm it down and be deliberate with what you're trying to get at that point. And I think we still went to guys in the pick and roll and the post up and drew the crowd and made the right play and then knocked those shots down. So didn't lose our composure. Got chippy at the end as well. We got to keep our composure there a little bit more, but did what we did all game and made the right read and hit the shots.
Ime, we spoke about both LP and Jalen's impact. I know it's just one game, but how much of their performance today is what this organization may have envisioned dating back to the offseason when you guys decide to invest in them for the future?
Yeah, they've had ups and downs over their first few years, but been pretty consistent, going back to last year and all this year. And so Jalen's leading scorer, Alpe's an all-star, and they all do it in different ways. But when they're both rolling, we're hard to beat, or we can go the balanced route with a bunch of guys scoring. And so we've done it every which way. And with them, it's experiences, getting it under there for the first time, and then just kind of going through it. And the message has been keep it simple. It's just basketball. And once you get it out of the way, that first game, it's playoffs are here, and do what you've been doing all year in your whole career. And so confident in them, obviously. We paid them, so we love them, and we got them here. And yeah, they continue to grow, and it's great to see for the first time them going through this.
Coach, it seems as if this team thrives off the physicality, the altercations, the technical fouls. In terms of how it pertains to playoff basketball, do you see it as a positive thing in terms of getting your guys galvanized in the moment?
Yeah, it seems to always do that. You know, that's who we are. You know, that's our identity for the most part. So, like I said, from start of the playoffs, we don't have to flip a switch and try to get tougher, try to get more aggressive. That's kind of what we built everything on, and so that carries over to the playoffs. We understand that, and if they let us play both teams, it's in our favor for the most part. Golden State as well is physical. You just have to play through it. You can't expect it on one end and then cry about it on the other. And so if it gets chippy, we've seen over the last 2 years, that works in our favor for the most part, gets us amped up. And but when you have a lead up 20 and things start to happen, you understand why, and that's kind of the last resort by teams. You got to keep your composure at that point and just stay calm.
Coach, you mentioned the focus being on making shots for this second game. Some people's critics say that y'all don't have a closer, somebody that can necessarily close out games for you. What's your response to the critics that say that?
Well, we've done it every which way this year. Like I said, we can do it by committee, anybody's night on a given game. And then you have nights like this with Jalen going for 38, and we've had Alpy and Jalen going for 30 each. So they make the right play, they draw the crowd, and where they both grown is getting everybody else involved. And the fact that they can break defenses down and create shots for themselves, the onus is on them to get guys involved. And we space it out with shooters, cutters, lob threats, and all those things, and it works well for us. So however we get it done, we figured out all year different ways, and tonight it was Jalen's turn.
Ime, when it does get chippy like this and physical, how much do you just enjoy coaching that style of game yourself personally?
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's good for us. It's who we kind of are. Minus the towel throw, you'd like to keep your composure at that point. And, told Tari that. Obviously, he's not even in the game, so he shouldn't be over there doing none of that. But, yeah, it's what we built ourselves on. Like I said, the identity, and everybody's bought into that, and makes us who we are. So I think our guys all kind of thrive on that. Just got to keep composure, especially when you have the lead.
You talked a little bit about Alpy's defense earlier. Can you talk a little bit more about it? It seemed like he was showing extremely hard on the picks they were trying to set for Curry, and he was really aggressive out on the perimeter. Yeah,
They're going to put him in that action, make him the last guy in the screen, and try to slip to the basket. So it's a full team defense on Curry. We don't want him to overcommit, and we're not switching with him. So the weak side has to be ready for those slips. And if someone gets cracked, and he kind of saves the day there. And he's doing a good job playing off Moody, playing off Peyton and some of those guys. And Fred is doing a hell of a job on Draymond, kind of sniffing out some actions. And so it's different for him, but he's done it quite a bit this year, so he's accustomed to it. It's just you have to be even more frantic, obviously, with Curry and the shooting ability and how they're all hunting shots for him. So great job there. It takes a lot of energy to obviously go one-on-one ISOs and the things he does in the pick and roll, setting screens, but working differently on the defensive end as well, and he's done a great job.
Pace of play was a major topic of discussion between Game 1 and tonight. Just overall, how did you feel about the kind of flow of this game?
It was decent. We get stops. We want to get out and run. Obviously, we took advantage of those opportunities more tonight, finished there, and didn't turn it over as much. But at the same time, you have to know when to slow it down and get a quality shot, not just get in the rat race. They kind of want to play that up and down style, and we feel we can get stops and as well as get out and run or score in the half court and have that balance. And so when they did get up and down a little bit in the end of the half and the start of that fourth quarter, you could slow it down and kind of go to a specific action. And so we want to get out and run, use our athleticism as much as possible, but feel comfortable doing it the other way as well.
Coach, a lot of things that won't show up in the book tonight will be what Fred VanVleet was able to do as far as keeping his composure, keeping his team's composure. How much does that mean to a team like yours, such a young team, that you have that type of veteran that can calm everything down and help them regain their composure? Yeah,
it's been a constant from day one with him. Not making shots right now, but playing 42 minutes, a lot of work for a guy like him to chase, bang with Draymond Green. Like I said, sniff out those actions and switch on the guys. And then when a man goes out, he switches on to Curry, and he's picking them up full court and getting through the screens and all those things. And so that's a lot on him there, but, that's what he's up for, and kind of the leader on both ends, really, to calm us down offensively, but, bring that edge and toughness and versatility defensively. And so may not look like it, you know, with the 7 points or whatever, but obviously we got him back in when they went to zone. He's great at figuring that out, but the job he's doing defensively, you got to commend him for it. He's guarding bigger guys, chasing guys around, and you know, using his smarts and toughness for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.